Habits, a mindset hunter. Chasseur d'habitudes et d'état d'esprit. Cazador de hábitos y mentalidad. Un état d'esprit innovant pour une vie épanouie. Une émission de et avec Melika Badreddine.
Hello everybody! Hello Beata!
Hello beautiful woman.
How are you?
I'm much better now that I'm speaking to you, darling.
Thank you so much to be here for you, for us. Can you present yourself? Who are you, Beata Alfoldi?
I'm a medicine woman. I'm a shamanic practitioner, healer, seer, retreat leader, author, and I absolutely love supporting individuals to facilitate great transformation in their lives.
Oh my God, that's so great, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Beata, to be here. And today, can you describe maybe what is for you a habit, a good one, and what are for you the rituals for your practice?
I have 10 practices
Okay.
that I'm sharing with people at the moment, especially because of all the transformations that we are collectively going through. And I'll go through them very quickly so that I don't take up all of the time sharing about these. But I'm saying to everybody at the moment, energetic hygiene is really, really important, especially for those people, some of them who are still in lockdown all over the world.
Yes.
So the first thing I always say to people is try and get 1 hour of alone time in nature every single day.
Okay.
Very, very important. If you have a bath at home, so this is number 2, if you have a bath at home, to have once a week an Epsom salt bath with some beautiful oils. If you don't have an Epsom salt bath, then I'm suggesting that you get a salt scrub, and really when you have a shower every day, imagine that the water is a different color. So imagine that you might have a golden light or a white light. And from the water of the shower, cleansing and re-energizing your entire body.
Okay.
And releasing all of those things, especially during the day, that have built up, sometimes frustrations, a lot of work, other people's energy. It's very, very good to keep up our water cleansing hygiene practices.
Okay, that's great.
Yes. Number 3, 4, smudging your house with sacred sage or incense or essential oils is a really good way to keep up the energetic hygiene of your environment at home and to keep the energy really resonating at a high vibration, especially now when we're all spending a lot of time at home, is very, very important. Another thing I love to do, and you can, if you've got some shikapa leaves, you can make these. I know in France you have a lot of bamboo.
Yes.
So you can cut some bamboo so you can have enough to make a handle, dry it out flat, make sure you've got books on it so it dries out flat, and then tie it up on the bottom, and you can sweep your energetic body using your own made sweeping device. You can get your own hands to do the practice. You can get feathers, anything that is going to sweep that energy away from the body and towards the earth for transformation and transmuting will really, really help cleanse the energetic body. One other thing I love to share with people, and you can share this with your children as well, is to develop a meditation practice that is focused on guided visualizations. Put on some beautiful music in the background and listen to meditations that are really supporting you to come into balance and come into harmony and come into your own inner knowing of what is authentic and true for you in your life and what is not true for you in your life. And the last one that I will say, well, there's 2 more. One of them is also to develop good breathing practices. A lot of us in our Western world forget to breathe deeply, so our lungs are always containing a little bit of rather than full oxygen, sometimes our lungs are harboring old toxins because we're not breathing in fully and we're not breathing out fully. So even 3 deep breaths when you're feeling a bit stressed is going to help everybody to really calm the nervous system so you can come back into that state of presence and awareness. And lastly, I always say to people, before you're preparing to go to sleep at night, try and make sure that you are away from any computers or things like that for at least 1 hour.
Yeah.
So a digital detox at the end of the day is very, very important to prepare us to go into a very, very restful night's sleep so we can feel amazing the next day. So they're my 9 or 10 practices that I really feel right now it's important that we all cultivate in our lives.
Yeah, wonderful. So powerful. Thank you so much. And what are your rituals, for example, when you know that you have to lead a retreat, for example? So you have to be really energetic, really present, really conscient, and to heal maybe somebody. How do you make it?
So usually when I'm facilitating a retreat, and this is not in my everyday life, I will get up between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
So that I have time for myself to meditate, to also tune into what I would say is alive in the energetic field. And what I mean by that is, what can I sense is happening with the participants? What can I sense is very alive in the space so that I can sit in front of people when, 9 or 10 a.m. happens, and I know I've completely centered myself. I am aware of what is going on in the energetic space as much as I can to my capacity so that I can be fully present to be of service to others, so that I can really support others in their own healing and their own transformation. But alone time in the morning when I'm really meditating and connecting in with my own guidance is absolutely a non-negotiable when I'm facilitating a retreat for others.
Okay. And in your courses, I know that you talk often about grounding.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you a ritual of grounding?
Yes. Usually I have a beautiful space here, a garden in my home. If you don't have a garden, I'm going to suggest that you find somewhere, it just has to be a patch of earth or grass, and go outside and place your bare feet on the earth or sit on the earth if it's not raining, and just tune in and connect your earth star, which is the chakra that is below your feet, about, I would say at least a meter into the earth, and imagine that you are connecting deeply into the center of the earth, and I bring all of my energetic presence deeply into the earth to connect, and then I bring that energy up and then connect deeply with my own spiritual guidance, and then place my hands onto my own heart and just come back into my center.
Okay. And what's the benefits of that?
The benefits of that is I feel very grounded and present. I don't feel scattered or in my nervous energy. I'm connected to the biorhythms of the earth, which is our natural biorhythms. And then from that space, I also am able to trust myself and my own inner knowing above anybody else's. And this, I think, is very important for us, Melika, as you know right now, to continue to trust the wisdom of ourselves, of our higher guidance, and our bodies to know what is right for ourselves and for our families.
Thank you, Beata. And for you, is there a link maybe between the intuition, for example, or the guidance and the rituals?
I think the link for me happens because when we're taking care of our energetic body and we're deeply connected to earth and to our bodies, naturally our intuition is going to be heightened. So I see that is the connection. When someone is always running on nervous energy, and they're not connected to the earth or to the environment around them, they're going to be making decisions just from their intellect. And, you know, the intellect is very powerful and it's a very powerful tool, but it's only ever a doorway to our intuition.
So that's very precise and very clear. Now, you are leading a retreat in Cancun, I think?
Yes, in 2 days.
Yeah. Can you tell us about it, maybe?
Yes, well, we begin on Thursday, and I will open up the space with an opening ceremony, introductions. Then we're moving into a temazcal, which is a type of a sweat lodge, which it's a women's retreat. So we're really going to be doing a lot of feminine and women's practices. So we're going to be working with the wisdom of our wombs. We're going to be doing shamanic drum journeys, connecting in with our totem animals. We've got 2 temazcals, which are really practices to come back into our womb space, to heal with heat, because, you know, it's a very, very hot practice. It's a very, very ancient ritual that has been practiced all over the earth. So we'll be going into the temazcal, where everything is very, very dark, where we're in a very, very small space for 2 hours. And we keep on bringing in heated rocks from the fire to make the ritual not only physically cleansing for the individual, but also a deep prayer as to any unresolved childhood traumas or any traumas that people have had in the womb with their mothers. So it's a very powerful ritual. We will also be working with the Amazonian plant medicine of ayahuasca and the Andean plant medicine of Huachuma or San Pedro.
Okay, and you were talking about the fire. What is the importance of fire for the rituals for you?
The importance of the fire, I always say to people that the fire, the abuelito, is the shaman of all shamans. He is such a wise teacher. He helps us to hold space. The element of fire also supports us in transforming all of those habits, those thoughts, those emotions that no longer serve us in our life. So I always say that the campfire or the fire supports us to really transmute negative energies and to give us and bring us deep, deep healing in those spaces.
Okay, so it's really important.
Very important, Melika. And, you know, I always say to people, all of us in the olden days all used to gather around a fire. We used to sing, we used to share old stories, and we passed this on from one generation to the other, and we used to learn from each other and have so much connection around the fire. And what I've seen that happened in our modern society is that the television has replaced the fire. So rather than having a fire in the center of our space, we usually have a television, and it distracts all of us from deeper and more intimate connections with each other and with our families.
Yeah, sadly.
It's very sadly, I'll be honest, yeah.
Because we can't even speak.
Yes, and I think a lot of people use the television as a distraction not to foster deeper connection with our families for whatever reason.
Okay, so in the everyday practice, how can we keep maybe the link with the fire, the candle maybe?
Great question. So I don't have a fireplace here in Mexico at the moment because obviously it's very, very hot. So every morning I light candles all over my home. And as I'm lighting my candles, I always have the intention to say a prayer or an intention for my day. I light incense. I will smudge my house with sage once a week. So I have a very strong connection with the fire, and for me it really brings in the element of wisdom it brings the element of healing and remembering my ancestors as well, the ones that have died, who are no longer in the spirit, no longer in the physical world.
So we can maybe have our own rituals for the ancestors, for the angels, maybe for the animals, totem animals.
Absolutely. And I'm always encouraging people to create an altar in their home. Just like we have, as I've shared with you before, darling, just like we have a kitchen and a bedroom and a living room, we honor different places in our homes to practice different things. An altar, a simple altar where you have a table with some candles, crystals, some beautiful photos, maybe some statues that represent different areas of your life, where you can use this as a central point of prayer, of intention setting, and aligning your energies with your highest vibration for the day, I feel is something that would serve everyone to create more positive affirmations in their life, where we don't just go about our lives unconsciously. From the moment we wake up, we rush, and then suddenly everything is just rushed and unconscious. We set an intention for the day. How do we want to see our day play out? How are we going to navigate our own personal space, knowing that sometimes we get angry, sometimes we get upset, we all do, it's natural. But how can we manage our emotions so we don't hurt ourselves?
Maybe so also we don't hurt our loved ones, maybe.
Yes, and you know, I always say this is a wonderful practice for children. Children know ceremony in their DNA. Whenever I have a child that works with me in ceremony, their parents are always so surprised because immediately they know that this is a sacred space. They are so close to the other side because they've just come in. And so their DNA remembers what it is to be in ceremony, and they love it. Children love if you do rituals in the morning or rituals at night to support them in their own lives, to support them to foster habits where they have positive thinking, where they have gratitude in their lives, where they think about themselves with beauty. You know, I am wise, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am healthy, I am wise. All of these affirmations, if you can share this with your children, and I'm sharing this with everyone every day, to start getting them into the habit of speaking to themselves very, very well, the outer world is not going to affect them so much because they will develop so much self-confidence. And this is the type of world that we want to see in the future. Individuals that are healthy, that are happy, that love themselves.
Thank you so much, Beata. It was really great. Maybe another time for another subject. It will be really a pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, darling. It's such a pleasure to see you again, and I can't wait to be in France again.
Pleasure, Beata. We can find you on the internet?
Yes, it's my name, beataalfoldi.com, BEATAALF for Freddie, OLD for Delta I.com.
Thank you so much. See you, Beata. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Cette émission est maintenant terminée et comme dit Melika, fuck bullshit, love. Retrouvez l'ensemble des podcasts de Melika sur toutes les bonnes plateformes de streaming. Infos, actu, formation, coaching, ouvrages sur melikabadreddine.com.